All right, welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be talking about pectus excavatum, also known as sunken in chest. As you can see, I was born with it. It's when you're born with basically a divot in your chest, and a lot of people have it. It's very common. It's just a reason I want to do this video is because I feel like there's not really a lot of people talking about this subject, and from what I've seen on the internet and stuff that have helped me when I was younger and stuff trying to figure this out, it was good in explaining all this. Well, I just don't feel like it really did explain it. Like a lot of people are confused about it, and I just kind of want to go over what it is and what you can try to do to prevent it, and how I've basically dealt with it, I guess. So, yeah, let's get into it here. So, what basically causes this is that there's a lot of factors that cause this. Two big ones is genetics, obviously, and that's a big factor. I feel like that happened with me was the genetics part of it, and growing. So I'm 6'6", okay, and when I was younger, I didn't really. It's really hard for me to remember. This was a long time ago, but when I was younger, I don't really feel like it was as prominent as it is now. And I don't have that many pictures of when I was younger, but you can definitely kind of see it start to form. And when I started growing, I have a lot of stretch marks under my pec here, and I have a lot, and you can definitely see that it was from growth. And I did grow a lot. I was a big kid, and yeah, I definitely feel like that didn't help with it. So growing in genetics is really a big part of it, and that's kind of I couldn't do anything about it. You just kind of have to accept it. Was I upset with it? Yeah, but I feel like a lot of the main things people don't tell you in these videos about how to fix it and stuff is they don't tell you to just like not give a fuck about it. Like you have it, deal with it. Like just make the best out of it. And that's kind of what I've started doing. I spent a lot of time on this, just thinking about it, and definitely is a big factor. It definitely messes with your head a bit because you just don't like it. So yeah, that's kind of what causes it. Um, now to fix it, it's kind of iffy because there's a bunch of ways, I guess, but we'll just go into some. One that I definitely don't recommend. I haven't tried it, but I just don't think it's it. Is though you can get basically a vacuum thing where it suctions all across here to pull out your chest. Now, I don't recommend this. I think it's kind of stupid because I'll take this to a story here. When I was sick, I was really sick one day, and I had this really bad cough, and I was coughing heavy, and I took a picture of it actually. When I coughed, my chest would expand, and it looked normal. Like it looked normal. Like it looked like I didn't have a divot in it, and I was like, "What the heck? Like, what's going on here?" And that's kind of what the idea with the vacuum bell is that it sucks it out, but I don't know. It just doesn't. You got to do it lots so it stays. Because it doesn't stay right away. It just kind of brings it out, and then it slowly goes back down. But I don't know. I wouldn't recommend it. And yeah, another thing too is exercise. Exercise is definitely one of them. That's the main reason I started working out actually, is just because of the wanting to get rid of this. And long story short is that I couldn't get rid of it. I can only make it better, I guess, if that makes sense. And through exercise, honestly, like just all your chest movements. And that's another thing too that it kind of goes into, is I'll talk about later on, as effects of it. But exercise is definitely one of them. Honestly, I've done all my research on all the chest exercises. There's definitely specialty ones you can do for this. All of it works, but I found that most recently I started doing like 100 push-ups a day for like the past 2 weeks, and I found that in those 2 weeks, doing those 100 push-ups a day, I found more results in those 2 weeks, and it's crazy. Like I don't know, it's just weird. Like everything just feels better. Like it feels more puffed out. And after all these years of working out, trying to do specific movements like bench press, like flies, I guess, like pec decks, I don't know, dumbbell bench press, all that doesn't compare to what these 2 weeks of doing those 100 push-ups of. And it's just weird. I don't know. I'm gonna keep going with it, see how it does, and it's definitely working incredible so far. So if you have this, definitely recommend push-ups because I don't know, it's crazy, but everybody's body's different, so I don't know if it'll work for you. But yeah, so another thing is you could just you could just do surgery, I guess. I'm definitely not going to do it, but you can do surgery. I think they put like a bar or something. I'm not sure. This was a long time ago. I did research on this, but could definitely get surgery on it. Really, that's kind of, this goes into effects now. We'll go into the effects of it. The main one is just cosmetics, I guess. You're gonna have a divot in your chest. Okay, you're not gonna be looking like, you're not gonna have like a prime bodybuilding chest. It's not gonna happen. Okay, you could eventually work your way to try to get that, but you're just not gonna do it. Essentially, you're still gonna have the divot. It's just gonna be shaped differently, and that's one of the main ones. And that fucks up with you a lot because you don't want to take your shirt off anywhere you go. You just essentially hate looking at yourself in the mirror with this, and yeah, that's one of the really main effects. And you just gotta like just not give a fuck about it because yeah, people will stare, but it's all in your head. Another effect here is like it for me. It didn't affect strength. It might have. I don't know anybody that it affected strength. It might affect people. It definitely didn't affect me. I felt like my strength was fine. I could still do exercises and all that. Yeah. Uh, Another thing too is breath, like stamina. Personally, me, that's one of the big factors. Is I find myself like my cardio is good, but it's limited by the divot, I guess, because it's not open. There's a bit of a blockage, you if you want to say, and that's kind of what my main limit is not the strength part of it, but the cardio-ness of it. I find that very lacking and hard to deal with because it feels heavy when you breathe because you don't have all that room there. And it sucks because you get out of breath fast just from little things. And it's not because you're unhealthy. It's not because you're out of shape. It's just because you have this thing blocking. That definitely is a problem, I guess, but you could get past it. Just limit your cardio, but also keep doing cardio. You don't want that to get worse. I find running is really bad. I don't know why. It's just when I run, it messes up. Like you get lightheaded super fast, and it's not because I'm out of shape. It's just because it's definitely this like my chest. Biking is fine. I like biking is my main source of cardio because it's just I don't know. It works. It works. It's like it's all different. Like when I was growing up playing sports, it didn't affect me as much, but it kind of did when I was mainly doing running based sports. But mainly all sports are kind of running based, so that kind of sounds stupid. But it affects everyone else's body. So for me, it's just my stamina. It definitely has gotten better. I can control it better. My breathing exercises help too. And yeah, that's kind of what my main thing is. Limit that limits me is just my breathing, just because it's blocked, and it might be different from other people too. Might be strength, might be breathing, it might be other stuff like pain. That's a big thing too. Is pain. I have not experienced the pain except for only like when I was growing, just growing pains, but just everyday pain, it just doesn't exist for me. The only thing limiting me is my breathing. Yeah, so strength and cosmetics. Another thing too is that you'll have rib flare, is like when your ribs at the bottom here kind of stick out, and that's another big thing. And another thing that I saw too is that it kind of correlates with ab exercises because a big part of it, like I'm not really on full screen here, but if you go down your chest, most of the part of my dent is through my abs. So if you work like these upper part of your abs, it definitely helps a lot too. And I've started doing that more recently. And I definitely feel like it's helping. So you kind of have to like lock in on that because you can do a bunch of breathing exercises for rib flare and exercises for rib flare to try to get that compressed, I guess, if that's what you want to say. Um, yeah, that's kind of what the main thing is here that this is kind of going off of. And I've I don't know, it's like I've had this my whole life. It's not going anywhere. I can only make it better. And a lot of people need to realize that this isn't going to be an overnight thing. It's going to be a long-term thing, but it definitely is worth it because essentially it could affect you over time. Like over time you might develop like just being more hunched over when you get older, but you really want to like bring yourself out. That's you want to stretch your back more. Working back does help a lot too. You don't want to like mainly focus on chest because then you get to kind of get a bit like shrugged. I don't know. It's all complicated how it works because there's stuff missing essentially, and you can't fill out the gap, but you still kind of can. It's complicated like that. It's still something I've yet to master or understand. But the push-ups help. Another thing too is that you'd want to develop your upper chest too because that helps essentially bring out the divot. Everything kind of helps bring out the divot, but upper chest is definitely something you want to focus on too, and like upper back because you want to have it where you have good posture. Essentially, that's what it is. And yeah, that's kind of the ways you can fix it. Essentially, I know there's not a lot of videos on like telling you what you can do. The ones I've seen have kind of just all been the same. There's nothing been new, like groundbreaking I've found in the past few years on this subject. That's kind of like the main reason I'm doing this is because I want to be a bit more aware and maybe more people can start talking about it. And because a lot of people have it. That's the thing too. And a lot of people like are just don't share it because they're embarrassed essentially of what it looks like. And you know what? I don't blame them because I went through the same thing too. Like I fucking hated the way it looked. But you know, you just kind of have to just say fuck it and just keep going on with life and trying to make it better. And there's nothing better than that. It helps a lot to just on your mindset to just not care about it and just fix it. Because that was my main reason for starting to work out. And I feel like it shouldn't have been because I spent a lot of time focusing on this, essentially trying to do like heavier weight, just not doing it properly. And I feel like I could have been a lot better progress if I started off better. And I feel like I did not start off good. So definitely when you go into this, have a certain like research on it. Just don't go into it being like, oh yeah, I'm gonna do chest like bench every day. It's gonna work. No, have some common sense here. Just try and know the subject before you do it. Don't do what I did and just start doing fuck whatever, you know, all that. Like have some common sense here. And I'm finally at that point now where I do have that common sense. So I can finally lock in on this and see what happens. So hopefully through this whole thing here, I don't know what will happen. Maybe we'll see how good it gets. I've thrown up some pictures throughout the whole video so you guys get an idea of what this subject is. And I'll keep doing these push-ups, see how that does, because it's definitely helped. And yeah, hopefully we just get some more people on this subject because I'd be interested to see how other people are dealing with it. And that's the main thing I want to get out of this is just to see how we can like help each other on this subject. I don't know if that makes sense. It makes sense. So feel free to let me know in the comments, I guess, if you guys have dealt with this or if you know anybody who has and their ways of fixing it, because it would definitely be pretty sweet to get some other opinions on this, not just myself, because I feel like that's another thing too. I won't go too long on it here, but a lot of the time we don't know what's going on, so we don't have anybody to talk to about it because nobody else is going through it. And it would just be nice to get some other people that know about it and you can just share information about it. So yeah, that's kind of what the main goal of this is. I hope you guys found it interesting because it is an interesting topic because it's a big part of you. Like your chest is a big staple. Like that's the main staple of your body, I guess, is your chest. Like you're walking around with it puffed out, you know, you never wanted that to be weak. And hopefully this was interesting. Hopefully it sheds a bit more light on the subject and just gets more people involved with the subject. That's all I want. So thanks for watching this and see you on the next one.